I keep looking at that schedule. That's a big tour. It is a long, grueling tour.
I was actually on the train with Malcolm Marks. Funnily enough, actually, we did talk about, it was the greatest rivalry they were talking about in South Africa, but their 6-week block is terrible. It's tough for them as well. Like, I think they go Argentina, and then they go 4 in a row against us, and then they go Australia to finish. So it's a hell of a tour for the South Africans as well. But just on that though, they are looking forward to it. We did have a few beers last night. We
You know what it's like, Brent?
Yeah.
You know, like whenever we got to play an international side, like, oh, you were up for it. Like, it was your chance to stake your claim to the international coaches and say, look, I can cop it.
Yeah.
And those games are going to be doozies, I think. Like, I'm comfortable, we're ready for the test matches, but you have a slip up at a midweek game, the pressure is going to really come.
Just on that, like, because pretty similar to a Lions tour, if you're being honest, with the Lions being able to come over, they play Australia. Yeah, I know. So for us, do we need to win every single game of those and then obviously try win a series?
Absolutely, bro. Let's not go down this. The question is, Austin up.
Here's a question. Here's a question. Would you rather us win the greatest rival series, giving away one hiccup?
Who's the hiccup to? South Africa or a club team?
So we win the South African series, but then we hiccup against a Lions or a Sharks, one of those games, to be able to win the greatest rival series, or we win all those games and we lose the series.
Oh, that is so hard.
Oh, I mean, you take the series, you take the test series, and then blame the hiccup on the dirt tracks.
I think people are still trying to recover from Munster beating us. That was 100 years ago.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you would take the series. It would be an amazing series to win.
And then if the Stormers or the Sharks or the Lions or whoever, that's a nice little piece of history for them. Let them have it, you know.
Oh, God. That makes my skin crawl. No, oh.
It's all wins and nothing else for James Parsons.
Well, in the black jersey, yes. I got plenty of losses, don't worry. If anyone knows how to lose in rugby games, it's me. I've felt the pain of that more than most. Just can't let that weakness into our mindset.
Oh, so I'm not wanting that, but I think if we're,
It's a tough series, let alone trying to win.
How would you react, though, if we genuinely lost to a club team?
Oh, you wouldn't feel great. Yeah, absolutely wouldn't be. And I don't think that'll be the mindset of them, Jipper, but I'm just putting something out there around. What would you rather? Would you rather a series win with a little hiccup, or being able to go 4 from 4 and losing a test series?
It is interesting though, because this is such a foreign idea now, isn't it? Like, I mean, the Lions do it every now and then, but New Zealanders have not had to deal
what I mean. Like,
with balancing a squad that's that big with midweek games and test matches, and having to jump focus between them and deal with all of those
genuinely,
things.
like, we're probably talking 96 was the last time an All Black team had to do this.
Yeah.
There's no blueprint. Do you know? Like, so much of rugby comes from what you've learnt from teams that have gone before you, and it's like...
So are you calling up John Hart and saying, hey, John, what did you do in 96? How did you make this work?
I know you're calling out Warren Gatland, man.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
You're calling out Warren Gatland and being able to have those connections on, hey, like, what does this logistically look like? How did you get your players to be able to perform for a test match? Is it the older guys, you just are able to hold them off? Because if you do look at the British and Irish Lions, they were very, very good because they've got a blueprint, right? They know what it looks like in terms of the big squad, giving meaningful minutes, the test players, being able to get them right for, the test matches, but having the other players to have opportunities to stay fit. If there are injuries, they've had enough runs on the board. So I'd say Warren Gatland would be a perfect person to ask if Dave really needed to know that.
So you've got one team, the South Africans, who are at home with fewer games week on week to worry about for the coaches, but tired from travel. And another team, the New Zealand team, that is having to balance all of this stuff. I mean, it's very much in South Africa's favour to start with, apart from the fact that they're the best team in the world and back-to-back world champions, which puts a lot in their favour. It is, and they have a coach that's been there for a long time, in comparison to a coach that's embedding with a whole new set of coaches. It really is a difficult prospect.
Like, it's a big mountain to climb. So, mate, like, seriously, if we win that series, that would be huge. I reckon there's more pressure going into this than a World Cup. I genuinely do. The hype surrounding it,
Even with it only being 2
change
months
of
after the coaches
coaches,
started.
I think even more so.
They don't get a get out of jail free card for the
No,
series.
because I think the whole, like, David Kirk's put a line in the sand, like, results matter. You know, like,
Oh, you're gone.
yeah, well, it's the All Black jersey. He's worn it.
Yeah.
He's won a World Cup as a captain.
Yeah.
He knows what it takes.
So on that train, was Malcolm bringing it up because he's so fizzed about it, or were you prodding him?
I was prodding him a little bit. He had a few beers. I was sitting next to him, so I was able to get a little bit out of him. But yeah, they talked to, obviously they're just really, really excited with what it's going to be. And I think more so and we were just talking more so around the scheduling, around what it looks like for the South Africans, and just having a 6 week block. And I know that the All Blacks, like you said, Ross, are way different, and we've got way more on our plate. But you could see a little glint in his eye around what's coming, and they're excited to be able to have them travelling to South Africa to play in that.
The one thing it does give you is the ability to try stuff, though. So with every negative, there is a positive in the sense that testing out certain tactics.
You've got 3 warm-up games before the first test against the Stormers, the Sharks, and the Bulls. Then you've got the first test, and then midweek before the second test, you've got the Lions. And then there is no midweek game before the third or the fourth test.
It's that Lions one that.
So it's really front-weighted, isn't it? So it's the Lions one that creates the juggle.
Yeah, because these ones you're going to be trying to pick your test team, so and build combinations. So you'll see close to that main 23 probably go on to test 1.
Yeah.
And then it's the ability of banged up bodies for that Lions. And no doubt that's at Ellis Park, which is really easy on your lungs.
Yeah, so it's 3 games in 8 days for the warm-up games, and then a week break for the first test. And then you've only got a few days for the Lions. So they've it's an interesting waiting. There is a bit of time for that first test to get your focus.
I don't see us losing any of them. But that Lions one's going to be hard.
Yeah,
Guys are going to have to back up. You play South Africa in a test match.
yeah.
You're just going to roll the shoulders over and head back out on Tuesday. Get ready to go against the Lions pack, salivating.
Oh,
And it's honestly the lungs. Oh, that'll be Ellis Park. It'll be roaring.
that's a lot.
I'm so happy that they've got 2 at Cape Town.
Yeah, and you're Ellis Park back-to-back, aren't you? First test,
Yeah.
and so you don't have to move far.
I'd say they'll base themselves
Yeah,
in Joburg
Yeah,
originally to get used to the altitude,
yeah.
train and do those midweek, those warm-up games.
Please send us through your feedback. We want to hear what you're thinking from South Africa about this series, which is only months away and is going to be the centre of absolutely.
Ross,
Let's put it out there now. Jipper thinks we're winning the series and we're winning all the games. Put it out there right now for the South Africans to start salivating around that.
put it out there right now.
I've been abused enough this week. I'd like to hear from them as well, which club team they think will challenge the All Black the most.
Yeah,
You know, because they'll live and breathe those sides. I'd be really interested.
yeah.
I mean, maybe we do a little bit of work ourselves statistically and see if we can paint a picture, Brunner.
Well, I've got a guy on my team called Rickus who watches code probably more than I do, and that's saying something. And he knows every ins and outs of the South African team. So I'll be able to get that to you pretty quickly, Jipper. Probably next time we get on the show. I'll let you know who's the one to watch, who's the players to watch, and
Get him on, he can talk.
he would love
us
to
through
get
it.
on. He loves code. He is an absolute code head, so he'd be perfect for the show.
Excellent. Maybe you can give us some feedback on who you want our South African correspondents to be over the next few weeks. And what we'd love to do is get a few more stories going in the lead up to this, right? And
Yeah, 100%.
really hear from South Africans and New Zealanders about their memories and what this will be. So stay tuned with us over the coming months, and the greatest rivalry is going to be absolutely massive.